So I am honored to be the president and CEO of the Admiral Nimitz Foundation, by which I welcome you. I'm distinctly honored to be your guest speaker today. And I offer to you that I have a theme for my message today, and it is one word. It is a complex but very simple word, and that word is love. We are all here today because of love. We're here today because the men and women that we are honoring today loved each and every single one of you. They loved their brothers and sisters in arms, and they love this country that has given us the greatest of gifts, which is the opportunity for the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And there can be nothing greater than that. As I look across this audience, I see that there are a few of us that share more or less a similar generation in life. And what I suspect that means is that you've evolved, like myself, to have the time to reflect that there are phases in life. There was a phase in my life when it was about the what, and then it was the how, and then later in life, the why. So relationships change. Our relationship with God changes. Our relationship with our families, our relationship with our friends changes. Our relationship with holidays changes. So as a child, my relationship with Christmas was about what? What am I going to get? My relationship as a young man with Christmas was how am I going to provide? My relationship as I got older is why. And why do we have Christmas? Why do we celebrate Christmas? Because God gave us the greatest gift he could. He gave us his only begotten son. Why? Why did he give us? Because he loved us, right? Say it with me. Because he loves us. Okay? Exactly. That's the reason we received Jesus. And so I share with you my evolution of my relationship with Memorial Day. As a child, it was about, okay, the beginning of summer, barbecues, hot dogs, family outings, and fun. I do distinctly remember probably about 8 years old, somewhere between my dad's 2 tours in Vietnam. He was serving as an ROT instructor in Chicago, and he led a Memorial Day parade, and he allowed me to march at the back of that formation. The introduction to what turned out to be a military career. I honestly don't think I ever considered anything else. But that relationship with Memorial Day evolved over time. As a cadet at West Point, I was honored to be able to visit Arlington National Cemetery, where I was impressed by the tomb of the unknown soldier, the grave sites of Robert E. Lee, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and the history that I was surrounded by. That Memorial Day changed for me after my combat tour in Iraq, where I left behind 33 souls, names, faces, dates, and heartbreak. And forever it changed. And so before I joined the Admiral Nimitz Foundation, Ann and I led a course to help non-commissioned officers in the active duty cope with the consequences of their combat experiences. We had a team of psychologists, physical therapists, and spiritual advisors. I'll never forget one of them asking me, "So Steve, how do you cope?" And so I told him, well, I take the occasion to cry every once in a while. And so my relationship with Arlington National Cemetery became going and sitting down next to the tombstone of Joel Cahill in this grass, crying with him, talking with him, and Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash, who passed away of wounds on the 8th of November in 2005, weeks after he had, while being engaged by direct fire and while aflame and being consumed by flames, chose rather than to seek cover and to douse his own flames or injuries, chose to go inside a burning vehicle and extract 3 of his soldiers. Why did he do that? Because he loved them. He absolutely loved them. That no other thing could possess someone to do something like that. What do you do when you're on fire? You take care of yourself. That's not what Sergeant Cash chose to do. And so 16 years later, he was honored with the Medal of Honor, a true privilege for me to have served as his commander. And so now I have, between Iraq and Afghanistan, 42 souls, names, images, and heartbreak etched in my soul that I'll live with forever. And so what do we do with that? I think about Admiral Nimitz. I had 42, Admiral Nimitz had over 111,000. On top of that, 35,000 that to this day still remain missing. That helps me understand why he retired in San Francisco, so he could look out across the Pacific Ocean and reflect on their watery grave. But I'd like to share with you remarks. You may know that after He accepted the surrender of Imperial Japan on the 2nd of September 1945, soon to be 80 years ago. He came and he did a tour throughout the United States, Washington, D.C., New York, where he was honored as a hero. But of course, he wanted to show that the true heroes were those he left behind. He stood right here in this room on 13 October 1945, delivering an address to the citizens of Fredericksburg. And I can imagine what he said. But here's what he reflected in his remarks at that time. To each mother, each father, each brother and sister, wife and sweetheart of those men who shall never return, I wish to express my personal life-felt sympathy. I cannot believe that your loved ones died in vain, nor do I. And nor do I suspect you, which is the reason that you are here. So now the question for today is, what do we do with that? I understand for some of us, love is a very difficult word, and we haven't quite reconciled our relationship with it. I ask that you use my remarks and the occasion of this day to reconcile yourself with the word love. You're each here because you love what they have given us. They have given us this right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so how do we honor that? Some people say that it's not quite appropriate to say Happy Memorial Day. I think about that, and I initially felt that way also. But as I think about it more, what did these young men and women want for us? They wanted us to be happy, right? It's the reason they served. It's the reason they gave their lives, is for us to be happy and to be free. And so if going out and having a barbecue with your family is what makes you happy, go have a barbecue with your family. Be happy. Live a happy life. And so as I've evolved in my thinking of the wish for how we celebrate or we honor them on Memorial Day, I've come across live a life worthy of their sacrifice. Think about that. Live a life worthy of their sacrifice. And so let me close my remarks by wishing you the best possible journey in honoring or living a life worthy of their sacrifice. Thank you.